What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. Or should I say, this is the sexiest podcast in the world, the Lady and the Don podcast, Lovecraft Country, episode 5. I do believe this was really good episode. We're gonna get right into it. Before we do that, Elamar, how are you?
Always better when I'm here. Busy day today, but now that I'm here, everything is better. So yeah, how are you, Tony?
I feel exact same way. Now that I'm here,
Right.
everything is right again with the world, and that is what's up. Let's say what up to the sons of people who are joining us right off the bat. What up to my brother from another mother, Muhammad? What up to AK-47? What up to Joan Whitman in Winham? I always mess it up, but I got it right. Winham in the house. Pendragon 21, aka Miss Swift, is up in this piece. Low Garden Bird Lady is in here. Callie 616 is rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. We got a bunch of people up in here. We're going to keep giving shout outs as we go on because there's more people. Linda R is up in the building. What is going on to you? Everybody out here. OTDA. Holding down the Gazette for the design. As always, is up in this building. So, this show, God damn it, this show. Now, we are going to get into this show. We're going to talk about, now usually we go by, scene and we go break it down that way. Yep. But tonight, since it really was only focused on a couple of characters, right? We're going to start with, we're going to do it by character. We're going to start off with what up to K Mocha? I see you up in here rocking with us. Let's give everybody shots out from whole here. Linda R, who else? It's OTDA. Is in the building. Let's show him on the screen. Edward Martin is in the building. AK again is in the building. Let's show everybody on the stream. If you can, please thumbs up the video, because when you thumbs up the video, then that makes everybody like the video. You see that the video gets liked and more people could join us and everything else. And that's what we're here trying to do. Get as many people as we can up in here. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tonight. So we are on 3 different platforms. So that is what's up from everything else. All right, let's get right into this. Now, I'm not going to say that I predicted all of this, but I did. All right?
Yes, you did. Yep,
but I'm
most definitely.
I'm not going to say it, but I did. All right, so we all know that. So let's go through it, though. We'll talk about those things when they happen. Now, the way it happened, I did not see it. I did not think it was going to happen because, they started right off the bat with Ruby as a white woman. Did you think that they would do that? And did you like the way that they portrayed that?
I had no idea that they're going to do it right off, off the bat, right there. She just woke up like that. I did not know that. But based on the trailer and conversation that we had, I was expecting it. That was something I was expecting. I didn't expect her to wake up like that. But I did like it. I did like the way they did it. It's a shock, and I was kind of shocked. And well, I'm not shocked, but I was surprised. So I like that opening.
Yeah, I thought that it was great too. The opening, you know what I mean? I thought that there was I didn't expect them to do that at all. You know what I mean? Not at all. But I do. But I'm glad that that they did do it that way and everything else. I am 100% glad that they did. So they show her right off the bat about being a white woman, and they come right out with it, and the transformation, how she becomes one, and everything else. And we had a lot of people hit me in the comment. A lot of people hit me up in the comment when I did my last video, saying that they thought that it was going to be like the snake's shedding of the skin, and they were exactly right. It was the snake skin shed. How did you like the way that looked when they did that?
I do like the gore and all that stuff. It was, I liked it. I just didn't see the only thing I kind of was picking on was how the heck is she gonna, does she have like a spare clothes with her? I mean, just, wash that stuff off. I mean, I'm sure it smells too. It's not just, she just
smell, right?
Yeah, it's like guts and skin and blood. So I didn't like the way they kind of left that out. I would prefer to see, I don't know, like a preparation for it where she has a bag and I don't know, a bunch of wipes or something. That took me out of the whole thing, because then, there she is, and how did she get home? Was she covered like this? But the fact that she was, ripping her skin apart and coming out of her cocoon, I guess, whatever they were referring to, butterflies and locusts and all kinds of things, which I hate because I don't like nature. Like, I'm not a nature kind of person, no. So to me it was just creepy, but the way they did it, I did like it. A lot of gore, a lot of just disgusting stuff, just that, everything falling, really gross, but it made a point.
No doubt about it. It definitely did make a point. So it's the potion that he gives her in order for her to become white. And then as she is a white person and we see her with the whole white way, how did you like the way they portrayed her as being? Because it seemed like the first scene you see her, like she can't believe she's white. She goes outside, she stumbles around, she tells certain people that who she really is. Obviously, no one's going to believe you. Black kid comes up to her, and then she sees that from the other side, right? From being a white person's house, the guy was just trying to help her, and then the cops came up, ran up on him, was basically cop was gonna whip him, and she says to him, she goes, when she was treated, when a little later when she goes out again, she's like, people actually treated me like a human being, like it was a very nice life. She was getting free ice cream, she was able to go out there and get free things, and she's like, the only currency I needed was to be a white woman. How did you take that opening scene of her adjusting to being a white person?
I guess she wanted to have a taste of how it is. And we're just talking about right now just the beginning of it. So I guess a lot of people may have a fantasy where if they were given a chance to do something, I guess, and it wouldn't I guess it wouldn't cost them much, or that, not that they would have to sell their soul. A lot of people probably would take that chance, and she did, and she enjoyed herself how it was. She felt free. She felt included. I obviously later on, definitely different attitude that she had, but the beginning, yeah, she was enjoying herself, and why not try something? It's not like, at least in the beginning, I didn't think that she was selling her soul to be white, or completely not being herself anymore, but she just wanted to try how it is. I can't blame her to want to be different during those times.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Because obviously, when you get treated like a second class citizen, and then when you really you probably dream about how these people get treated, how white people get treated back in these times, and then to actually see that, most likely her dreams came true. Like, this is what I always thought it would be like. I'm just able to go out here, I could get ice cream here, I could sit, I could walk, I could read the paper like a human being.
Yeah.
And butterflies is a symbol of this whole thing. We keep seeing the butterflies flying around them, a metamorphosis, just like a butterfly and a caterpillar and everything else. So I thought that was handled very well. So then we're dealing with her and a little bit. We see, she goes out to the job spot, right? She goes to the job. I mean, she talks to the guy in between him and her and William. They have conversations and stuff, but she goes and basically she wants this job, and the credentials that she pulls up there are her credentials that she would have as a black woman. And they say straight up that, you know what I mean, that she's way overqualified for the job that she wanted, and they offer her a big position of assistant manager. How'd you like that?
Yeah, and the way that I forgot his name. I don't even know if we see his name. That the guy who hired her, he was like, "Oh, and something about her taking his job." Technically, with the qualification she had, if she were white, who knows? I mean, and the guy, not just white, but also a man, she would take his job easily. And to get what did she get? An assistant manager job on the spot, without anything, just like that. I'm assuming the fact that she's I wondered how they know that she's married to him. It's not like he had a wife before, and they already know that she is. What's the last name of Devon? Not Devonport. Whatever their last name is right now. Um,
Who she
yeah,
turned
yeah,
the name
she's
she
married.
gave herself?
Yes.
Wasn't
Bec-
it was Mrs. What was it? It was Davenport, right?
yeah, was
Something
it?
like
Maybe,
so,
yeah,
so.
something like that. So I wonder like how they knew her already. Like, but anyway, that aside, um, interesting, very interesting, and it was a shocker to her. But like, she had to kind of correct the way she was saying things. Not like my mom dragged me, and then she changed to the wording, different words she used to kind of sound different as well.
Yeah, Shadowcat saying that it's Hillary Davenport.
Mm.
Very white sounding name. I mean, it's a really
Yeah.
good white sounding name there and everything else. And the whole story she told was good. How how her mom would try to go to the department store. And I'm sure that part was real and stuff like that. And she was going
Mm-hmm.
through it and how it made me feel good. So I just wanted to get the same feeling. So then she gets this job, you know, and then while she's at the job, to me, she was being a little hard on the
Oh,
black lady, on the black girl. I,
yeah.
I mean, uh, I think it went to her head a little bit. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Her being white. How did you take that?
Oh, I wonder what else is in that potion. If that potion changes, if it was changing who she was, or actually if it was showing who she was, because all this time she wasn't able, although maybe that's not true. It's not like she wasn't able to talk down to people. She could talk down to her friends. Obviously back then you would not talk down to white people because that's not, they could get, that could get you in a lot of trouble. But she could be talking down to other people, but I didn't take her as that kind of person. So I was surprised and to see if it's being white getting to her, or if it's something is coming out of her, like something that already is within her. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. I was hoping that there's a point to it, but sometimes, even for example, teachers or at school, or if you have a really good manager or supervisor, they are kind of tough on you just to get you to be better, to improve yourself.
See,
But I don't know what that was with her.
I don't know if it was just that. Now, all right. So obviously, first of all, we got to address Val 287. Finally got the picture thing figured out. You look beautiful, Val. Glad you got that
Very
figured out.
nice.
Happy to put a face with the name. All about that in life. All right. So when you deal with black people, deal with other black people. So she was in she was a little jealous right off the bat. This girl got the
Mm-hmm.
job.
Oh
And
yeah.
then later on, when she gets to the qualifications,
Mm-hmm.
and she's so much more qualified than this
Yeah.
girl. But it wasn't like she went for the job and then they picked this girl over her. She never went for that job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't go because she knew that they had already
Yep.
picked a black woman. So she was like, makes no sense for me to go out there. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I could see her being upset if they hired that chick over her and she didn't have these
Mm-hmm.
qualifications. But the fact that she didn't even go for the job because they already had one black girl there,
Yeah.
I don't think she had the right to come at her like that.
Oh,
And
of course. Yeah.
go ahead.
No. I was agreeing with you. Yeah. She gave up before she even tried, and then in a way she was blaming, um, kind of blaming the other woman for not for her not getting the job. But she didn't even try. She just gave up. She could have dropped off the resume and be done. Could have been done with it. Wait for them to either fire her, or if they would compare the resumes. But do you think that if they would see her having qualifications like that, would they actually turn her down because maybe white women over there were not as qualified as
Them white chicks weren't qualified at all. They were just
yeah.
down there having fun doing modeling
Hmm.
shows, right?
Right.
So they
Yeah.
weren't qualified. I think it's more of not only a black thing, but a look thing too,
Mm.
because she's a full figure woman and they
Mm.
hired this skinny black woman
True.
there. So I think that she had some of that built up in it. And I'm telling you, as a black person, when you have like a black boss and you're a black person, and say you're a black person at a job and there's one black boss, usually from my experience, they are extra hard on you. Like just so
Mm.
they seem like they're not favoring you. They
Mm.
they treat, you know what I mean? So that they don't want to have anyone to think that they're trying to favor you in any way. You know what I mean? It always goes like they always trying to beat you in the head with other stuff, and then they try to use that stuff. Well, I'm just trying to toughen you up when you try to confront them. But it was more than just that right then. You know what I mean? There's no doubt that she was doing some hating, and it was going to her head a little bit when it came down
Yep.
to it. And obviously, and she was mad that that she wasn't qualified. Just like Kaylee 616 says, she seemed angry that she had all these skills and this girl had
Mm-hmm.
none. And it's truth. She was angry that she had all these skills and this girl had none. But as I said, she didn't go for the job, and they didn't pick that over her. That girl over her with no
Yep.
skills. So I don't think she really had the right to be all crazy. Now speaking about all this stuff going on here, how long does this medicine last? Yeah,
Oh,
like it's hard to tell exactly.
yeah.
It just kept going off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just going off all the time and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I don't know how long it actually left. Bridgeforth said she felt as if she could be done better, that the girl wasn't representing the black community as well as she could have, basically redirecting pains onto the wrong person. But I can't blame her. I think that you could look at it like that too. That that she felt like maybe this girl wasn't as good as a representative of the black community, and she could have did a much. I'm sure she felt she could have did a much better job, and she felt that
Mm-hmm.
she was much more qualified because she truly was. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But when you nitpicking someone, you got to put the shoes over here. You can't have these shoes. You're going a little bit too much in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
you're doing a little bit too much there. And then so I can't really tell you exactly how long that drink lasted,
Yeah.
but it didn't seem like it lasted too long because
Yep.
she was always running out. I mean, if that was
Yeah.
me, I would have had a 40 ounce of that shit.
Exactly. Plus, like, why wouldn't she just mix it with her drink? It's not like she couldn't just pour it with her. Why? I don't get why she was waiting for the potion to wear off, and why would she even allow it for that to
Mhm.
happen? She just it wore off middle of their party, or at the bar where they were just hanging out, and she just went in the back and shed all that skin. And I'm thinking, girl, how are you getting home? Like, wear
Yeah.
your clothes. You're gonna wear a robe?
So
No.
that's a couple of inconsistencies
Yeah.
that we do see go on here with the skin shedding thing.
Yeah.
It seemed like it's over a little bit too fast.
Mhm.
But listen, I said, I've done seen people smoked a lot of marijuana type stuff, and they would never come down. Like as soon as they felt it dying off, they would lighten up another one. So she should have known.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I just took this 2 to 3 hours ago. Why are you gonna wait until your eye color starts to change when you get the twitch in your neck
Exactly.
before, and
Exactly.
then you're trying to struggle to get it down? It's like an alcoholic. Alcoholics, they
Mhm.
don't wait. They don't wait for their hands to start shaking before they take the next hit. They take that next drink before that. You know what I mean? We got Shatara B says she got the hang of it by the end. I don't know because it still ran out. I don't
Yep.
know if she said she got the hang of it because it ran
yeah.
out at the party, right?
And by the end, maybe she means that at the end, towards like the end.
Like
But at the party,
she knew it was going to happen.
yes, that's why she
That into the
waited.
guy.
Yeah, but at the party, I was wondering why she did let it happen. I mean, what was the point? Couldn't she finish the party as a white person? I mean, less mess, and that blood did look sticky and nasty. So why did she do that? I don't get it. But that's
I don't
just the part
understand how-
probably I forgot. Yeah.
I don't really get the part because the whole thing was right. So she's at the party. She goes down there. First, she goes in the basement and she starts dancing. She's in the with them chicks. She sit with the other white chicks, and she starts dancing and she starts blowing it up. And they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, your hips move like a black woman, basically.
Yeah,
Like, you ready
yeah.
to go on the south side. And that's the way I think it's always been, all the time. Because I still see it that way all the time. Mostly, like if you have rich kids or anything else, like white kids or anything like that, they always want to see what it's like to hang in the ghetto. You know what I mean? They always think that it's exciting there. They always
Mm,
want to be a part of it. They always want to come down and just chill in the ghetto. Always do.
mm,
Always do. And the funny thing is too that usually they're always accepted. And
mm,
but if it's the other way around and you get black people and they try to go to some honky tonk bar, they're gonna beat your ass for walking up in that
mm,
honky tonk bar right off the bat. You're gonna, before that night's over, they're gonna try to whoop your ass, and
mm,
that's just the bottom line. But before that, but as far as I think like women get to catch the buy anyway, right? A woman is going
mm,
to get accepted more than a man anyway, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But
mm.
that's usually the way it be. Like if you go up in a honky tonk, because I've been to honky tonk bars, believe me, and I've had to do some damage to people that
Mm.
that thought it was
Wow.
all about. You know what I shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Especially this one place called the damn Silverado out in Herkimer.
Oh
But
my.
yeah, anyway, besides that, that's the way it goes. So, but before that, I think before that we get the William, and she's like, "Hey, we have the episode. I need you to handle something for me."
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the maid uniform in the back of the car for, and then now that whole scene was a little weird. Now, how did you feel about that? Was she like jealous of her white appearance when William tried to kiss her because she didn't want him to kiss him when she was white?
Yeah, he the way she said it, I wonder why she didn't want to be kissed. Was it more at first I thought it's just them, the women over there waiting and watching her. If she kind of turned away from him kissing her, it showed kind of like maybe not power, but maybe the power. She's taking control of the situation, which I am this, I am that, and I have this man who will, he wants to kiss me, but he can kiss me when I'm good and ready to kind of show it off.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if that's the case, or if she just wanted to be kissed as herself, like he said. What do you think?
I think she was like jealous of her whiteness at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you want to kiss me while I'm white, you don't want to kiss me when
Mm-hmm.
I'm black. When he kissed her 1,000 times, he did more than kissing when she was black.
Yeah.
But she was getting, a little jealous about it and stuff like that. And, Nola says it right here the best. She wanted him to only kiss the real Ruby. You know what I mean? And he says, I want to kiss whatever you want me to kiss,
Mhm.
and it's all good with me and stuff like that. So Jonathan says, thinking he'd rather have a white version. Yes, so it could have been a situation, but I didn't take that woman as a white version of Ruby because in order for it to truly be a version of Ruby, she would have had to be heavier. You know what I mean? She would have had
True.
to be a bigger woman because this woman was, I ain't gonna say half the size, but she was definitely
Hmm.
smaller
Yeah.
than she was. Now, how did you like it? Now, I thought that when they did it, it would probably be like some type of like a quantum leap situation. You know what I mean? Like I thought they were gonna do it like they would. You ever see that show Quantum Leap back in the day?
I don't think so.
Well, it was about this guy. He did some time traveling, and every
Mhm.
time he traveled back into time into somebody else's body.
Oh, I heard about that, I
But they
think. Yeah.
never showed him as that person. Only when he looked in the mirror,
Yes,
you
I
could
heard
see
about
who he
that.
looked at. But
Yeah.
they showed the actor all the
Mhm.
time. I thought they were going to do it that way so
Mhm.
that we could see it and everything else. But I do like the way they did. How did you like? Would you have rather have been showing Ruby like that, or do you like the way they did it with this woman?
I'm assuming when you said I have not seen that. So the quantum leap. So is it like they just kind of quickly switched,
No,
or
no. The
or?
whole episode, that guy would just be
Mhm.
whoever that person
Okay.
was. They would tell him
Um,
if he was a woman, he'd be in a dress walking around, and
I think I wanted to see. I would have preferred it the way it was, because I wanted to see how she's gonna behave as a white person, and maybe it would be more. it is, I guess it was more believable seeing actual white person do it. Although it would have been interesting too, but maybe I would be more confused on what's going on. Which one is she right now? Is she actually herself, or is she white? And like, how would we see her? Will we have to see a mirror, maybe, to see that she's actually white at that moment? So I guess it was kind of to save at least me some confusion
Yeah,
and others on the set.
no doubt about it. I thought I liked the way they did it. I just think that the lady, the actor who played it, like she was trying to get the attitude of
Mm-hmm.
Ruby. I don't think that she truly got it like as that actor. I don't think she truly got the attitude even when she was coming out. But I think she did again. Cali 616 says instant jealousy when he mentioned his female friend. Yeah. Oh, she was in her feelings for this man. There was no doubt that she was starting to catch
Mm-hmm.
feelings for Will. You believe that, right? Do you believe that that's what was going on there?
Yeah, for you mean for William, right?
Yes.
I don't know if feelings, it depends. Maybe not. I don't know if it was a love, but something that definitely where there would be jealousy, and so there must have been some caring. Because if you care, there may be some, bit of jealousy or something. If she didn't care, she wouldn't, care. So yeah, that's possible. I just wonder how it's gonna,
Wow.
be now.
None of the white people in this show are good at. I'm not gonna say they're not all good at. I think they do a decent job. I think they do a decent job. It's hard, to try to act like you're somebody else, but then still have your own persona. That's a hard acting job for that lady to pull off. I only really seen someone do. I'm gonna tell you who I seen do the best job doing that. That was damn John Travolta and Nick Cage in Face Off. I mean, they really, they
It was
really,
great.
they really pulled off playing each other the best. Like
Yeah.
they did a great job at that. That's the best I've ever seen an actor pull it off. So
Yeah.
that's not easy to do. Not at all. I'm sure they had a lot of time to do anything else like that. All right, so
Mhm.
going through that scene, she tells her, "Hey, we want you to put this stone inside this
Mhm.
sheriff's room, right? While she's doing her little
Mhm.
maid stuff." And she goes up in there and she does put the stone in there. Now, before she does that, the guy comes in, she goes inside the closet. There's a body of someone hanging in the closet. And then the sheriff comes in and takes off his shirt. Now, what did you see? That confused me a little bit. At first I thought he was dirty. I was like, this dude got mud on him, but it seemed
Oh,
like that he was black. Is
he
that
wa- he was all kinds of patched up. To me, again, it reminded me of what is his name, Hiram, that Frankenstein's doctor
Mhm.
in the mansion or in that house, and he was all like his neck. There were stitches here, and I think there were stitches going down, and then the guy in the closet, he had stitches everywhere. So it's like patched up. It was quite disgusting. But at first, yeah, I thought like, wait a minute, is that an undershirt? Normally, the undershirts are white. I think that I'm guessing, and that was just strange. And then they kind of I actually went up closer to the TV. I actually like, wait a minute, I need to look at this closer. So I went up and like, oh, okay, yeah, there are stitches. So I'm assuming, but I again, there's a mystery. Why? Who is he made up of all different parts? Maybe I don't know, but it was weird.
It could be he's taking parts of black men, like he's got a black man's chest on his body and white man's arms on his body. It's
Yeah,
possible it could be a situation like that. I'm not sure, but I'm still confused about it. But because they didn't show it close up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They showed it from far away, they tried to. They wanted you to see it, but they didn't want you to actually know exactly what was going on. So they didn't really go that close to it and like that. But his chest, I think he had, his chest looked like was like my complexion, maybe a little darker, but it looked like my complexion and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I don't know what y'all in the chat, y'all seen the same thing going on in there. John says he had black skin, though he had some tattoos. My Mary saying she's confused the whole plot line. She said, "Oh, they are for sure using black bodies. No doubt about that." K Mocha says, "I was confused with that scene I couldn't tell if he was black from the neck down or he had a shirt
Hmm.
on. That's the whole situation.
Yeah.
It was really, truly hard to tell if he was black from the neck down. I'm gonna say that it's definitely stopped at it. It seemed well you couldn't really see.
Yeah, because he
So
had
his
pants
pants,
on,
so you don't
right?
know how
Yeah.
far it could, if his legs are black too or anything. But he
Yeah.
wasn't afraid to show it to this
Hmm.
guy. You know what I mean? Not at
Yeah.
all. And the
Yeah.
guy inside the closet, what was his deal? Why? What they
Right.
said why they had him go up in there, right? Like
Actually, I didn't. I was kind of too disgusted and puzzled at what's going on with all them stitches. So I didn't catch it. What did they say?
he said he said he's got to talk about something they always do. So he was using them for something and trying to get something
Mm.
out of them. As the way I take it. That's why
Mm.
he was handcuffed. And I think he cut his tongue out of his mouth. So I don't know how he knew the dude was supposed to talk. JD says because he knew his dad murdered the siren. That's we're talking about Tick.
Mhm.
We're going into
Yeah.
that yet. We're going to that as soon as we're done talking about Ruby.
Yeah.
All right. So
So
we don't.
now we know what the moaning. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. You please do.
Oh, so now we know why there were those moaning noises because I'm assuming that's where it came from. Because
Mhm.
what was it, the last episode? All that moaning. Um, yeah, and I guess that was it. And I just am baffled why. Yeah, why I want to see because they did talk about magic and science and combining stuff. So I want, yeah, it's like Frankenstein vibe. It's not just science, but there's some magic to it to make it actually happen.
Yeah, so I will say, I glanced over it. So in the beginning scene, we see, after she gets all distressed and everything else, the cop car pick her up in the first scene, and then they carry her back to the house in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And in my video, I thought that was Letty that he had on the floor there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was her, but I can't predict everything right. If I was able to predict everything right, it wouldn't be an interesting show for me. So but I did think that was Letty. I mean, because I didn't see, I seen the lighter skin, so I thought it was Letty, but it definitely was not Letty that he was stabbing. And I thought that was, I liked the way they did that. I thought like in the trail, it looks like he just like dives right
Yep.
into her, but he kind of cuts her open a little bit, and it's disgusting, but
Very,
what it is.
very.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? But, when it comes to all the other things, I just
Mm-hmm.
about nailed those things. But that one, without a shadow of a doubt, I did not get that. We're going to get to this other scene right now. All right. She gets out of that thing, and then Christina, is that Christina, is her name? Christina, the white
Christina,
chick?
yes.
Christina. She tells us, she's like, listen, the whole thing, the whole power thing that you really have to do about it is that the real thing that you would have to do there would be you're free to do what you want, and you need to use your freedom. Don't be interrupted. Stop being interrupted. She's seen the guy try to get the black girl at the club and then call her a name and everything else. So after that, we see her go inside the office. She says she's going to quit because she's in love with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada, makes up this thing, ties this man up. Now, I didn't know what was going to happen here at all. I mean, I didn't know at all what was going to happen. I mean, when she said "lick my heel" and he did it, I knew he was a different type of freak. But this was a different type of situation that happened to him. How did you like this last scene? Please explain to me how you felt about it.
I didn't know because right before that, Christina told her that this magic comes with, I forgot the exact words that she used, but that you can do whatever you want, basically. It's not just money and being white. You can do literally anything you want. I wonder if she just needed to be, if that just needed to be mentioned to her. And then wow, like at first I thought that she's going there to quit and to just go somewhere else and do some other bigger stuff, not
Yeah,
just to be a
I
manager
thought
at the store, just going out somewhere.
Yeah, see, I thought that she was gonna set it up somehow for herself to get the job. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
what. Yeah.
oh, I'm assistant manager. I hired this black girl. She starts tomorrow, or she's gonna take my position, or she was gonna do something to get herself
Mm-hmm.
into the job. But that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, and that would be more likely of what I would think about that. Like when she was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna, I need to quit," but then when she started, saying, "Oh, I have to quit this job because it would be whatever she said, unprofessional or however it was," and then she just kind of just kissed him and he lost it completely. And then I'm thinking she would not kiss him because. Um, she saw the way he treated that other I don't know who that woman was that he was attacking in the alley or somewhere in the back at that
Yeah,
party.
at the part.
He was um I don't know I don't know if they actually showed it or I must have looked away or something. And what did he want to do? He wanted to,
You wanted to taste the pussy.
yeah, or something,
Yeah,
right? Something
that's
like
what
that.
he's trying to do because he said, "I heard it taste. I heard y'all women taste good down there."
Or something, yeah, that something like that was said, and the look in her eyes, where she looked through that hole, that hole over wherever she was. So I knew she would not. That the moment she said that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be dead. I thought he's gonna die. Like she's gonna kill him. She's not gonna, because yeah, she would be repulsed. It would be repulsive to her to kiss a man who did that to some other woman. And oh my goodness, yeah. That scene reminded me of, what was it, a girl with the dragon tattoo movie or whatever. There are three movies like that, so one of them where she gets back at the guy who was raping her in similar way, but this one was with a very sharp heel. It was not something that should go anywhere inside anybody's body. It was gruesome. It was quite disturbing to watch that.
It makes me think like, what's in this chick's head on the reg? Because
Hmm.
this is her letting loose, you know. And I did think she was gonna kill him. I thought she was gonna. I didn't think she was gonna let him live. I thought she was gonna kill him, like choke him out or something like that.
Hmm.
I didn't expect her to sodomize him with a shoe.
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't think it's going down like that. You know what I mean? I ain't think anything like that. But that was, Jesus,
My
that was
Yeah,
terrible.
it's not to say what's worse or not, but she didn't just let's just say rape him with the shoe or with the heel. She literally
No, she
effed him
jammed
up.
the thing. It wasn't like she put it in one time
No,
and left that. She was like,
she wasn't even looking where she was doing it. Like, I'm assuming that dude has like at least 20 different holes over there right now.
oh, he's
Yeah,
he, he's done. He's
rightfully so too. I mean, I'm not gonna say that that was too much. I mean, too much depending on who is being he was attacking somebody, trying to do something. I'm not saying that it was a just punishment for that, but when you're in rage and emotions are there, then she did what she did and she was very angry. So
yes, and I understand the anger to a point.
yeah, but
But that was
it was
it's not like he did it. I can understand, he didn't do it to you or
exactly.
anyone He didn't even actually do anything. He just he tried to and he called her a name. I'm sure she's heard that name 1,000 times before. You know what I mean? But Jesus, I mean, she put that right up his ass like there was no mercy going on
Oh,
with this
he was
whatsoever. I
lucky
mean,
if it went up his ass. He was lucky if it actually made it there, not somewhere else in other places,
at
because it
least
didn't look like
when,
she.
at least when we seen, Omar's character, at least he spit on himself. I mean, it was.
But at least the dude knew where he was putting it, and she was just kind of like jamming it in, not even looking where it went. So definitely that dude got really effed up, really.
Oh, and then the skin just drips off.
Yep.
And then how do you explain? I mean, what are you gonna say? What's that guy gonna say? I mean, you can't say no one's gonna believe you. You know what I mean? It ain't no one gonna believe. There's nothing you can say about it. It's just walked out. And how'd she walk out of there all
Right?
bloody?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how'd she just walk out?
Just
But yeah,
put her heels on and just walked out, and
just bloodied up like that. You know what I mean? So it was a. I thought that the Ruby thing was really good. In the end, I enjoyed seeing. I knew she'd be the main part of this episode, and I think she did a great job. The actress
Mhm.
doing all that.
Oh, they're great. I Yeah, she is really. They're really um the way they picked actors for this one, and yeah, I agree, Christina. Yeah, no, I do like the way William is acting, his acting, but Christina, maybe she's supposed to be like that. Maybe that's just her role. This is supposed to be the way she's playing it. So, yeah.
All right, we're gonna go into Montrose real quick. Anytime anyone has any questions or want to talk about anything, just let me know. We can put it in. Kiki says, "I love the episode, the sex, the gore, the violence. I see much worse on TV shows."
Yeah.
We see a lot of that stuff going on right here. We have Khalid 616 says, "I enjoyed the character development.
Mhm.
There's a lot going on there with Ruby. There sure is a lot going on there with All right, Montrose. All right,
Yep.
so Tick was whooping his ass, putting the Beats by Dre on him for what he did, and I still think
Yep.
he's dirty. I'm gonna do a whole video on how he's dirty. I still think he's dirty. All right, we get confirmation without a shadow of a doubt that he's at least bisexual. All right,
Mhm.
so we know that, and it seems like, he was not accepting of himself, or like maybe he had a hatred towards himself
Mhm.
for the way he was. How did you take that?
Yeah. Um, he was shying away from actual um maybe what's the word for it, the not just having sex, because sex can be sex, but the like the emotional part, like getting a hug or being even kissing. Even when he was kissing the other person, it was as if he is kind of struggling with himself. It's not like he's completely free and okay with it. It's like an internal struggle continues. We see towards the end where he kind of lets loose and kind of takes a breath, but in the beginning, where even that first scene that they're having sex, I didn't see any oh gosh, I'm forgetting the word for that, being um I'm completely blacking out on the word I'm saying. They're not just having sex. The other, I forgot his name. His partner.
I don't,
Um,
I don't remember his
yeah,
name.
he was more attentive and kind of just trying to make him like it's a relationship, not just
Yeah,
having sex with each
yeah.
other.
Because when he got around his friends, they
Yeah,
asked, and he said he didn't even kiss you yet. So how's the relationship? And you see, when he tried to kiss him, he wouldn't allow him to kiss him.
yeah,
Because basically he just walked up in the house. He's pretty mean about it. You know what I mean? Basically, he just walks in the house. He doesn't really say anything to him. He just starts taking his
mhm,
pants off. The other guy
yeah,
takes his pants off. He spits right in his hand, and it wasn't just like a little bit of spit. He filled his whole hand with that spit. That was
yeah.
humongous wad of spit that came out of his mouth. And listen, he could have had. They made KY jelly back then. Why gotta be spit? Why he couldn't grab some goddamn Crisco oil,
Oh my
ham,
gosh,
you
Crisco
know,
oil. Oh my
stick of
god.
butter, some margarine. He could have did something better. But no, instead he just goes out here, he spits in his hand, lubes himself up, and he just you know, thrusts himself into this guy like no mercy. And
Yeah.
obviously you can tell that that this guy was this is not his first rodeo, because he took it he took it like that, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and so it is, but he was very mean to this man. You know what I mean? He was very mean to him. I thought he was very mean to him. You know, he could at least, and then he just laid there
Yeah.
on top of him after and stuff. And then we seen him, get with all the drag queens and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And that's when they say the whole thing. But the whole thing with him was what? Was him finally accepting who he is and being free with it. And that's why we get the kiss at the end. And
I think so. And given here, they make a great point here. People in the
ooh,
chat. Let's see. That's the word I was looking for. Shadow cat, and then um, a
mm,
couple more. Bird lady. They're saying intimacy, and then Devon says passion. Not just passion. I meant because passion, the intimacy. That's actually what I meant, and maybe tenderness. Miss Swift says, but towards the end, you're right. That kiss. That's when we see him kind of like, I guess, dancing and looking around the room and enjoying just being in the moment. And that I'm just surprised, why is he letting go of his apprehensions at that moment? What made him do that at that moment?
yeah, maybe it was. I don't. I don't know if it was a whooping had something to do with it. And I think the
Mhm.
whooping probably did have something to do with it. You know what I mean? I think the fact that, he was, he got beaten and the guy, this guy, he had his eye was swelled shut. But yet this guy wasn't
Mhm.
embarrassed to be seen with him still. He was still, trying to be with him with the eyes swelled shut and
Yeah.
everything else, and all that, and all his drag queen friends and stuff. And it
Yeah.
was, I will say that when you look at it, and the person who holds him up in the air, and they
Mhm.
push him up and they show it, that person has like a butterfly outfit on. If you look,
Oh, I
you
didn't
see it.
notice that.
Yeah, the person who's holding him up in the air has like wings. It looks like a monarch butterfly.
Mhm.
So that's another butterfly reference that goes on into that when he gets lifted up, and that's his free, and gets him coming out
Mhm.
of his cocoon and
Yeah.
him being who he wanted to be. You know what I mean? Kiki says it was the beat that got him out. Ain't gonna be the beat, because it made you be to the point where you like, you know what? I only got one life to live.
Right.
You
And
know, I
he
gotta
almost
be
lost
honest
it
with
with Tick there.
yeah, I gotta be honest with myself because
Mhm.
I mean that's the first person he wanted to go to after
Yeah.
he got beat up. He wanted to go see this dude, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then when he went and seen the dude, he did what he had to do, but he wouldn't let the guy kiss him. And then he got
Mhm.
around all these other drag queens and stuff like that, and he just felt at home. I think it's like he felt,
Mm.
as I always say, as Loke Garden Burley finally felt accepted in that place. But will he be and feel that way when he leaves there? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's one thing. Not Mary says closet equals cocoon for the bird thing. I could see that, but I,
Nice.
I, I is that a temporary thing? While you're there, you feel accepted. What about when you go back to your peoples? Are you going to be that way? That's what it really matters. Yes, you could be that way amongst them because you
Mhm.
know that that's who it is. But can you be that way amongst your family? Because that's when you know you truly out, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's when you truly accept it. So I don't know if he truly, it seemed like he accepted himself for what he was at that particular time. But the test is truly when he goes back around ticking them. Does he say this is what I am and yada 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 and all that stuff?
Yeah. And I think somebody mentioned here that his name is Sammy, the guy from the bar owner, his partner. I'm assuming that's the name. But I didn't realize that he actually was openly gay. So maybe they're all hiding it. There may be rumors or
Everyone
um,
that was there,
I'm sorry.
everyone, all the drag queens, you think were hiding? They,
No, no.
those people they was about that life.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's just acceptable like that, or if it was acceptable, and that's a lot of them. I'm thinking where the bar, wherever they are, it must be a gathering place. I didn't realize that there were so many that were acceptable that it was acceptable to be out, uh, you know, during those times back then, and it seemed like there was a lot of people there. So.
Yeah, it was packed, and I guess
Mhm.
they had these underground
Yeah.
drag queen places back in the day. These I don't know exactly what to be the
Mhm.
proper term for me to call it or anything like that. So I'm just gonna say it the way I say it, but I mean don't disrespect. But I'm sure they had these with burlesque club. What are they called?
Hmm.
These clubs.
I'm not sure.
Ladies who dressed up like the lady marmalade ladies and stuff
Mm.
like that. Who dressed and put boas on and everything else and all that.
Mhm.
I think it was that. But I think Pendragon says it right here, uh, Montrose was shedding a false skin while Ruby was
Mhm.
putting a false skin on. I think
Yep.
that I can't really say any better than that. I think that's exactly what we see. I think we see that with every character in there, right? You even see that with dealing with I can't think of the star of the movie's name, man.
Mhm.
With
What?
Letty, right? You see
Yeah.
him, coming into his own, accepting his relationship with her, trying to move it forward. Because there's a lot of sex going on in this
Yes.
episode. And I was mad for a second because I was like, because when they first showed Letty, they pulled down her pants. I was like, they're not gonna show this chick's butt, and then they did. And I was upset. I was like, man, after all this man ass they done shown, they better show something because I'm trying to say because they showed Ruby kinda, but they showed her butt all bloody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like that's
Why they gotta show her
no, no,
butt
that wasn't
bloody?
good.
Well, I don't want to see no bloody butt like that. They don't want to see that. I mean, they showed the white lady's butt.
Mm.
They showed her butt. You know what I mean? Which is fine. I was happy to see that, but I didn't want to see the bloody butt. So I was happy when we finally got a little bit of a Letty. But listen, it seemed like she's gotten more comfortable with having sex and everything else. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And she was definitely getting it in with him and everything else. But I would say the funny part about it was that
Mhm.
after he beat up Montrose and he went to the basement, she went down there with a bat to bat his ass down.
Yep.
He got out of control.
Yep. Yep.
She was like, I ain't taking no chances with this cat. I'm, I'm bringing a bat with me down.
Yeah. Yeah. She said that she's scared of him, that or he scares her. But you mentioned butt, right? I know when you said it, I'm thinking there was a lot of butts. I mean, we have Ruby, we have that white Ruby, we have Letty, and then we have Montrose and Sammy. That's that area as well, and then we have that dude at the end that kind of got
Yeah, Williams butt
effed up.
too. Yeah,
William, oh, there we go, and William, like everybody, it was
they
butts,
showed Williams' butt too. He
a
got
lot of
dressed. They
butts,
showed his butt. This was the butt episode.
butt episode.
This is the butt episode. They
It
showed
should be
everybody.
rated. It should be rated. Who rates the best butt over there?
Yeah, how many butts should we give this episode at the end? Of a 1 to 10 on a 1 to 10 scale. That's how.
How many?
Only one whose butt
Yeah,
hasn't been shown yet is Christina. That's it. She's the only one whose
yeah.
butt hasn't. Wait, at the end, was her butt shown?
I
In the
don't
shed?
know. I don't know. I need to rewatch that, but I wonder now. I'm curious how her butt looks like. I'm like everybody's butt was there.
She
I mean, they
got-
showed the other
she
lady
is so
stuff.
skinny. She is so skinny. She's probably you could probably see her bones
Oh
on the
my!
hip bones and everything because she is
They
skinny.
could have gotten double. Well, too bad.
They could always do the double. I don't know though. Usually HBO
Mm,
that they it is what it is. It's usually you and stuff on HBO. So they probably they knew that coming up and everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, he gets upset because obviously she killed the guy. She had it was wrong for him. Then he wants pictures of the book and Letty to the rescue again. She did take pictures of the stuff, so it didn't matter. She didn't have time to develop them. Finally gets them developed and everything else, and then they crack this code of it, and it seems that it has some Asian letters and characteristics in
mhm.
this thing when they do it. And he used his ring for his initials to
Yeah.
get the initial decoding of it.
Yeah.
And what did it say? Die at the end?
I thought it said the only words that I remember him saying were suffer, but I didn't look at, I didn't pay attention, or I didn't pay attention to what was written over there.
We said we got a good catch here from Nola. Let me see what Nola said here. Where is she at? Where is this good catch? Can someone please tell me? What's it right here? Tell me why Heather is the same woman as the jailer in episode 2. That's gonna be in the video. Oh why a lot of these people has different things. John, wait, I'll have a video on Tuesday about it, about all that stuff and everything. I'll put that out in that one. But Jonathan says, yeah, he is definitely was a secret Dakota king and everything else like that. Low labor. I can't wait for the next open to see what happens in Korea. You know what I mean? But yeah, so going on from there and stuff, he gets the code and then he makes the phone call, and the phone call is to Korea, correct? To this lady.
I think
Korea.
so.
Yes, and then he says, "How did you know?" And then he hangs up the phone, and all of a sudden, that's how we know the next episode. It makes no sense for it not to be, because that's what the whole next episode is focusing on, him in Korea. It must be all flashback scenes of him in Korea and everything else there to try to flesh out that ending with him and her. I think that would be that would be good. What else is there that happened this episode that we're skipping over? Oh yes, the William is Christina. All right, now I knew that this was I said this a long time ago, and this was the case. She wanted to go down to the basement. Now it seems like the way she's saying what's in the basement, it seemed like that's where her the transformation took place, right? That's why it was locked. But see, that's how it contradicts itself, because in the one scene when William beats up the guys, she walks away very fast, and then as soon as she disappears behind the building, William comes right out. It's like it's like a swap. So how did she change her clothes so fast? You know what I mean?
And got all that gunk off herself.
How did she plan to change the clothes? Like she could have took a swig of the stuff and then transformed into him, but she had a dress on. Where did she get that suit on so fast?
Right.
That was a little bit, I'm not gonna hold their feet to the fire on it, but that was a little bit quick on it and stuff like that. But obviously, this is what it was, and it's the same. It's the same exact thing that that she. I would have thought that she would have been able to do it differently. Like I would have thought that she would have been able. It wouldn't have been the same exact spell with the body and everything else. I thought it would have been something else like that. You know what I mean? But but how did you take that scene when I was going that?
I was disappointed in the fact that they left it for towards the end. I mean, we all kind of knew that already, and not just, I mean, there were so many signs for it, and even in the beginning of the episode, we see that Ruby is transformed. So for those who have not caught on that before, now in the beginning of the episode, that was a perfect time to be like, talking about science and magic and changing and this and that. Like that's just automatic thing to say. At least that was for me. So it was. I felt like as if I seen a spoiler because I already expected that. So it was a given to me throughout the episode. It was a given that it is what it is, that Christina is William and William is Christina. Again, like you said, the fact that it took her good, couple, maybe a minute or so to transform to maybe 2 minutes in real life, or, over there, time, not without lapses, time lapse. I like kind of more. I know this is fantasy and stuff, but I like for there to be a little bit more logic. Where did she? Why was she in the basement? That's one door that closes, and why didn't she? Obviously, she wanted to show who. Christina didn't just let it happen. She wanted Ruby to see it, and I'm thinking, who's gonna clean the rug? What happens to all the skin that falls off? Is there a bunch of piles of skin laying here or there, white people's skin, black people's skin on the ground. So I didn't like that part. I like if there's some kind of logical thing. Okay, this is explained this way, or it just disappears, turns to dust or something, just to add that so I don't have to wonder, so it doesn't take
A
me
lot of
out.
mess to clean up all that
Yeah,
skin.
that's a lot of
And it's
stuff.
heavy. I'm sure it's heavy. It's not like, I'm sure. I feel
Sounded heavy when it plopped.
yeah, he's here. It's hit the floor. Like
Oh,
jello or slime.
yes.
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
Christina Vaughn's question right here. What up with Christina saying William was shot in the back and left to die by
Hmm.
the police? I think that if she said that this police chief stole what was rightfully Williams, like he was the heir, he was supposed to take it over. I think she's talking about herself, that she should have been the one to take it over, that she was the heir to take it over, and him getting shot in the back is like a metaphor for this guy stabbing her in the back because she wasn't allowed to take it over because she's a woman, so she's not allowed to take it. She's not allowed to join the whole thing of Adams because she's a woman, but it truly is her birthright that she was supposed to take in the back. So kind of, I
Hmm.
think most likely it's like a metaphor of saying this
That
police
makes more
stabbed her
sense.
in the
Yeah.
back and like that, and that's why it is her getting shot in the back. That's what I
Hmm.
think with that whole situation is there going on with that. But I'll explain more of that stuff when I do my promo preview.
Nice.
That thing goes out. We'll put all that stuff up in there and everything. Yeah, Pendrag's like, who's cleaning up the mess? That's a lot of mess. And
That is.
that's a lot of mess. That's a lot of mess being left around and everything else.
Yeah. And the blood in the elevator when she was kind of like against the wall, kind of sliding down, like it looks like somebody got murdered. Like, does she wear or not wear, carry like a bag with her to put all that stuff in? It's just that kind of stuff takes me out. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving all of it, but that's kind of like that's I would prefer to have a little bit more cleanup done after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have definitely. The chief has to just like he could have stole Williams' body. I don't know if he stole Williams' body because he's got. It seems like the police chief. Put all this stuff. This is all supposed to be in the next video, but since we're here, we're gonna talk about it. So the
Mhm.
police chief was down with the guy who was making all the experiments and
Mhm.
capturing all the black people.
Yep.
And we've seen all the ghosts with different body parts
Yep.
on them. This is what I think it was. Like, I think he was down with that guy because that guy was helping him become the person that we seen right then. Those experiments were to help him. Maybe it helps him live longer or something like that. Or maybe he's older than
Mhm.
he lets on and stuff. And that's why he needs different body parts because his other ones age
Mhm.
out. So he needs younger ones and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it all got done and everything else like
Kind
that.
of like that movie. What was it? Get Out. Oh, I don't know if you got a chance to see it. It was about some old white people, rich white people trying to. Turns out that they were trying to get black people and take over their bodies because their bodies were superior, and they wanted to basically take over the body by putting their mind into a black person's body because their old bodies were, dying and they were
Mhm.
fragile and this and that. So they chose the best, healthiest, and most athletic and just perfect in all ways and bodies to just put their minds into them. So that gave me that vibe of
Yep,
choosing.
and also like when you see we'll go to the flip side of that. I like that you said that. That's great. The flip side of that is that movie with the Goldie Hawn's daughter. The hell is that movie? Goldie
Mhm.
Hawn's daughter. When she deals with the black slaves who do hoodoo, and they keep going from body to body to keep their life
Oh,
alive.
was
And
it a skeleton key?
yes, there it is.
Oh,
Skeleton
that
Key.
was a good one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They,
same situation, right? They
yeah.
needed a new body because they were
Yep.
getting older, so they needed to take a new body over. and they took him over and stuff like that. So I think it could be a situation like that going on like that. But I think this guy's just taking the parts of people.
Exactly.
I think I know what that stone does too. We talk about all that, I'll put all that stuff out in my theory video. What the stone does. I think I know what's going on with the Chinese, the Asian lady. I think I know what's going on with her. I think I got all that figured out too. I may not have it all figured out, but I'll have a couple of things right, and that's what it is. Actually, I'll get a couple of them right. I may not get them all right. No one can get them all right. I know people want to try to hate because you didn't get it all right. Like, oh, you didn't get it all right. You got that wrong. Well, I'm a human being. I can't get everything right.
And it's so fun to try to
hating and just mad because I got a couple of things right. Don't hate. Just keep moving. I don't see people going on New Rock Stars channel talking that stuff to New Rock Stars. They get everything wrong all the time. I don't see no one doing that to those guys or anything like that. But all right, I think we have gotten through.
I think so.
This whole episode, and how would you rate this episode? If you want to rate it with butt cheeks, I'm not. All right, always been talking about Letty's butt cheeks. I'm not rating it any man butt cheeks at all.
No, I was just suggesting Letty butt cheeks because I think they were the best ones from from what we saw.
I mean, look, the white lady's butt cheeks was not bad at all. I thought the white lady's butt cheeks when they showed her, I thought that she had a little donkey donk in her, and you seen when she was shaking her stuff around. It was definitely doing good. Please put it in. Should we rate it butt cheeks or we should we rate it silhouette? We got Bob Barry saying rated by stilettos.
Stilettos. Oh my gosh.
Stilettos.
Sounds painful.
How many stiletto wax to the butt?
Oh my gosh.
What this episode?
Oh my goodness. Again, I'm trying to with the inconsistencies with it, and I know it's magic, but I wanted to see there that Flash turn to dust or just disappear or something. Just give me a little bit of a transition. I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5, not a full 9 because it was too much.
Vanessa's got 8 on it, 8.5 cheeks. Val's got 10. It was so weird. I loved it. Kiki's got 8 cheeks and 3 holes. Jesus. He's got a problem. AK-47's got 8.5 stiletto butt cheeks. That's a bloody butt. We got it says 7 paddings out of 8. Thank you, sir. May I have another? I'm gonna see you on that 8.5, and I'll say it's an 8.5 episode. Maybe I would say I could give it 9. I could give it a 9. I give it 9 Letty butt cheeks. I can give it 9 Letty. I can give it a 9. I can go with a 9 on that one. Kaylee's got 10 butterflies. Aqua Goddess has got 9.5 butt cheeks. Right there.
That sounds better. Letty butt cheeks.
We got some. I see over here. Oh yeah, Kiki. She got holes. That guy's butthole is done. He'll never poop again. He's gonna get a colostomy bag after that. That was very damaging. I mean,
very.
Because
your nerves that help you walk
it
too.
feels like she didn't just pull out the stiletto, like something got attached to it when she pulled it out. It seemed like she took his whole insides out with him. That was a very very very
graphic and
very damning. Wow. I apologize to everybody that I have my glasses on. I apologize. I know people don't like.
No need for apologies. I like for me. I didn't put them on because when I see myself here, I kind of look at the glare for myself, and so that's the only thing that I don't like because it distracts.
I don't like the glare either. The circle lamp and Vanessa says, "How is he going to explain that to happen to him?" Listen, that was like Fusillo Jerry times 100. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to go to the ass man doctor, right? You're gonna have to go to the booty doctor.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to say something, make up a story, It's like Kramer said in Seinfeld. It was a 1 in a million chance, Doc.
Right.
That's what is always the excuse when you go there. Every time something gets stuck up there, they always say it was a 1 in a million chance. Well, it's a 1 in a million chance, dude. 1 in a million chance that this happened. I slipped down the stairs
Mm.
and I landed on my wife's
Yeah,
heel.
50 times. Yeah.
I landed on
Uh,
the heel. Yeah, he's got to go home
uh,
and explain that to his wife, and
mm.
everything else and all that
If
good
he
stuff.
even is gonna survive it, I mean, there are some that stiletto wasn't a short one. It was
No, that was a significant one. Like
that was a yeah,
I didn't know they had those back then. That
yeah.
tall.
Hmm,
But I'm
yeah.
sure that the Creatives Guild,
Yes.
Shadowcast Bex, John DeLavento,
Hmm.
and Costume Co. Heidi will talk about that on their
Hmm.
stream when they do it on Tuesday and
Yep.
stuff. And everything. Mona, who is MLR? Who is that? Who is that? MLR. Who's MLR?
Ah,
Who is
the
that?
initials, right?
Yeah, who is that? I don't know who that is, girl.
No, that's me, LMR.
Is
But
that you?
yeah, but apparently this the switch letters, yeah.
Now,
Um,
Shatara says it was 6 inches.
wow.
Listen. 6 inches doesn't seem that big, and I'm sure if a man came to you and you said, "Hey, what are you?" and he said, "I'm 6 inches," you might giggle, all right? And maybe that gets a giggle. Who knows? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not in a position, but maybe that. But this was a different type of 6 inches.
Oh, that's a whole
This was,
different delivery
this
too.
was a different 6 inches.
Hmm.
This was 6 inches of death right here.
Well, he was praying for death, I'm sure. I mean,
Oh,
oh my
yeah,
God.
you gotta want to die out there because
No.
he was hemmed up because he let his sexual activity, get him all that. Listen, I'm telling you, Eleanor, I swear to you, I will never let someone tie me up or tie me down because nothing like that's ever happened to me. I'm trying to tell you, I've
Oh,
never
I'm
put
sorry, what
myself in that
never
position.
happened? What has never happened? I'm assuming the stilettos never happened to you, but what has never happened to
I'm
you?
saying I will never allow anyone to even. That's why I will never allow anyone to tie me up or do anything
Oh,
crazy
okay.
like that because I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Oh, like that reminded me of the mother. I mean, I've been watching a lot of movies to distress, all kinds of weird movies. What was it? Gerald's Games, or Gerald or Gerald? I don't know how to pronounce that name in the movie game where the married couple went up to this cabin and he tied her up
Mhm.
with the real handcuffs to a bedpost that has been reinforced, and she and he, and stuff. I don't want to spoil it, but basically, yeah, she was stuck,
Yeah.
very very stuck,
See,
and
this is the problem, man. I'm telling you, man. Don't let no one tie you up because this could happen to
mhm,
you. Not that, but other things. You know what I mean? That's a way.
yeah.
Put these handcuffs on you on the bedpost. No, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
No, you cannot. How about that?
Unless they're Velcro and
Nope. No, because then you may think it's Velcro and something else on there. You can't get out. All right.
that's scary stuff.
I'll
That
tell you.
was a scary
All right.
movie.
I'll tell you a quick Teflon story real
Oh
quick.
my.
All right,
I'm
that didn't
ready.
happen to me, but there was this guy
Mhm.
around my way. Oh, we got a super chat from Mona. She said, "Eleanor, my bad, type of mistake. Whatever tone calling me out like that. You're still a sexy thing." Now, listen, I appreciate you lying to me. Keep lying to me. I love to be lied to. You can keep saying it all day. I will take it. Even gonna leave that comment up there for a
There
while
you
because people may start to. If you say it enough, people may start to think I actually am sexy. All right, so what happened was there's this guy around my way. He was like a
go.
thug dude around my way and everything else. He was much older than us. I mean, much like 20 years older. But he would always come in and give. Oh, we got Heidi from Costume Codes in the building. We're gonna say it. We're gonna talk to you in a second. But I was telling you, this is a related type story. So
Mhm.
he was over here. He was drunk and he was talking and he was just like, you young guys, you don't want to go to jail. You don't know what it's like being in jail like that. And we all young. We like, you don't know what you talking about being in jail. Blah, blah, blah. So what happened was he said, he goes, well, and this dude, the best way I could describe him, if I could give a description to him right now, would be like Mike Tyson. That would be the best way, because he looked like he was like Mike Tyson type dude. Like he was like that. Like he's no joke. Like he said he got locked up. He went to prison. And he was in prison. While he was in prison, he was sleeping. He fell asleep on his stomach. He said 5 guys came around and they took one sheet, and they wrapped him up in that sheet and they held it down on underneath, like he was on a cot, and they pulled the sheet around him and held him in the sheet. And he was like, you may think that it's just one sheet, but you can't move in that sheet. And he said that they cut a hole right by his butt.
Oh my God.
They ripped him open and they had their way with him. And we didn't believe the story. And he pulled his pants down right in front of us, and he had scars on his cheeks that was still there that you could see from them clawing, because he tried to clench his stuff so hard he just ripped his thing open.
Oh my gosh.
And stuff. And he was just, you don't want this to happen to you. You don't want this to happen to you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that reminds me of that situation. But you never know, man. You gotta watch yourself when dealing with situations like that. That's the reason why. And I'm telling you, from that story that I've heard when I was a child, when he told me that, never in my life, no one's ever putting handcuffs on me and tying me up. You're not handcuffing me. You're not doing anything like that to me. Not at all. I'm not doing it to you. You're not doing it to me. If you need that in your life, I'm just not the man for you. And you gotta draw the line with some things. Certain things you're gonna go to jail. Like I'm gonna die not experiencing everything. All right. And I'm totally happy with that.
Wow.
Totally happy.
Definitely, yeah. Wow.
But when that happened to him, he was an older dude. Like that doesn't go on in prisons now. Like he was in jail in the 70s and all that. That's when that stuff went down and stuff like that. You know what I mean? During a situation like that. And this was a big dude. Like this was like, it wasn't like he was like a punk. This is a crazy dude right here. And everything else like that. So it's a different situation. Peach, Latai, I never seen you before. Did I ever seen Peach before?
I don't.
Thank you. Hey, say what up to Peach. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully subscribing. We got a bunch of people in here that I've never seen before and stuff like that. Seen in other chat. Like I know that one girl here is from Costume Co. in them stream. He said, reminds you of the girl with the dragon tattoo. So Costume Co, definitely check out their stuff and everything else. And the Costume Co, she's going to tell you if those stilettos really were back then. She knows all that. I don't know if they made stilettos like that back then. I have no idea if that was
like a very, again, Costume Co Heidi will be able to tell us more about that. But to me, it looked like a stiletto that I can find anywhere now. But maybe those are the classical ones.
He's like, if you trust your partner, then yeah. Everyone trusts somebody. No, he trusted her.
Right.
That's how he got in that situation. I mean, that's how you get in those situations, right? Because you trust somebody. And, I mean, you don't just do that with someone you don't trust. You don't just say, hey, I don't trust you, but I'm going to let you tie me up. No, it's the people you trust that do you like that.
Right.
That's how you get done like that.
Broken trust starts with trust.
Exactly, because you trusted somebody. Like, yeah, they're not going to do that. And then all of a sudden, they got a butcher knife or something like that.
I guess we can take one of the things we can take from today is be careful who you let tie you up.
Yeah, Mona says I've been tied up and I'm still here. You're very lucky.
Right, Mona, go check out that movie, Gerald's Game.
Yeah, you get tied up. The next thing you know, you're part of the damn human centipede. Yeah, I've seen that movie too. Do you see that movie, Human Centipede?
I have not. I've heard of it, I hate just the thought of it.
Nope,
no, I won't. The idea of I
I would
cannot unsee what I saw, what I could see. So I'm not gonna see it, but I cannot unhear what I heard. So I'm already kind of scarred a little bit.
listen,
So
never see it. Never
nope.
see it. Heidi from Costume Code, she says, yes, there were some stilettos in the 1950s. So there we have. So that is accurate to the time period. Were they used like that? I don't know.
Oh, and a good point here. AK brings a good point. Brings up a good point. She says here he only trusted her because he was horny. So, well, yeah. So be careful, everybody.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
I think it also because she was white too. I think that had to do with it too, because she seemed like a clean cut,
Yeah.
sophisticated white lady. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she ain't gonna. She's an assistant manager. She ain't doing nothing. What up to Jess? She just got here and everything else. She's late, but she's here, and that's
Glad to
all that
see.
matters. That you made it. I appreciate you here. Like Shatara, I remember Shatara. I seen her in a different stream. I think the Costume Coast stream. I think she was from over there. Thank you for joining us out here. We appreciate that and everything. Vanessa Lattimore says, just looked it up. Stilettos were around the 50s, 2 to 7 inches high. Those were probably the 7-inch
Yeah,
one.
those were not 2 inches.
Yeah, that was probably the 7-inch one. He probably wished it was 2 inches. I'm sure he wishes
I
he
can
was.
just imagine the damage to him just internally. Like that man will never be the same after that.
Kiki said, I'm sure there was some shoe fetishes scenes that was big with the emergence of women's shoes. I'm not gonna knock anybody's fetish. I'm not the man to do that. If you have a fetish, if you want to lick a girl's shoe, or I know. I know this.
Oh,
I know a professional wrestler who had that fetish, and he would have women like step on his face with their shoes. And he would take pictures of it. Like that was his thing. Like he loved to do that and stuff.
well,
So,
everybody has their thing, I guess. But
listen, if it don't hurt nobody, then do what you got to do.
yeah,
Get your life. As long as you ain't hurting nobody,
yeah. And
nothing's
as long
wrong.
as you can find somebody who likes that too, well, then good for you,
That's
whoever
right. You know what I mean?
that
Yeah.
is.
He
Yeah.
said it's a big fetish. Hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff out there. Listen, people do what they gotta do. Daryl says he was so supernaturally attracted to her as well, so he would have done anything Ruby wanted. Everyone else saying he was a square, but he was under her complete control, and that's what it was like that. So that it was kind of like the what is that the SNM situation, right? That what happens in those things with those ladies with the mistresses, they take control over you and then dominate you, right? So maybe that was his fetish, was to be dominated, and I guess that would happen to people who are naturally in control all the time. And that's what she said. She goes, oh, you're the manager, you're always control, but you're not in control right now. And he was all into it. So maybe that was maybe he had this SMM thing, and he was about to be dominated, and he was all about that. And somehow she figured that was what was going on or something like that. You know what I mean?
There's usually a balance to that. People who are who spend their day, for example, at work, being I don't want to say, I guess we're dominated in a way, where they have a really overbearing boss, or just they're put down all the time. When they get home, they may take it out on their spouse or partner. So that's kind of a unhealthy way of doing it. But for people, exactly like you said, who are in control all the time, being in control all the time, it gets tiring. So sometimes to just let somebody take over, it's very liberating.
I could see, I could see people who are who have to make decisions constantly on people's lives and do everything, at some point want to be, relieved of that, relieved of not me at all, ever. I'm, we're gonna end this soon because it's gonna go somewhere else. I'm a man. I like being a man, and I enjoy, and I like being the man, and that's I like being the aggressor. I'm the man, the aggressor. I like that. I'm not
Mhm.
having no one be a, I don't mind someone being aggressive as long as they're nice. Just, just be,
Aggressive but nice.
just be nice. Just be nice. I'm fragile. They'll try to break me or nothing like that. Just take everything out. I don't know what this show is that they're talking about with this Daryl, but leave him alone, man. Pete says Lovecraft brought me to you all. And listen, it brought you to us, Peach, and we appreciate that so much that you were here. You know what I mean? Appreciate all y'all. You know what I mean? If people don't know, maybe a lot of y'all knew. I'm sure I have a lot of people who rock with me for a little while, and that my channel was mostly devoted to. I did a lot of Game of Thrones stuff, even though I did a lot of different things. But I did a lot of Game of Thrones stuff, and it was really hard for me as a channel to kind of break out of the box of Game of Thrones. And I always wanted to do other things, but every time I would try to do something, it would never like really catch on and stuff like that. And I always said, especially I don't want people to take this wrong or anything like that, but I always want to do more shows, but with my people in it, right? More shows with more black people because I want to be, I want more black people on my channel and more black people, coming through and stuff like that. More people of color, but particularly black people. You know what I mean? So I am so glad that this show actually did that because I'm gonna do the Godfather of Harlem. I'm gonna do Power Book 2. I'm gonna do all those shows. Godfather of Harlem is great and everything else, and so. But I appreciate all y'all definitely supporting and coming out here and everything else and rocking with the Don Tony Teflon and the Lady Elamar. You got a super chat here from Loke Gardening Bird Lady 1999 because y'all are so awesome. Thank you so much. No, you are the awesome one and everything else. I
So
appreciate
many
that.
wonderful people here. It's so much fun. And every stream we have extra people that come in just from other places. And now you're on different social media, right? This is
Mhm.
streaming other places too. So it's so amazing to see new people coming in. Hopefully, um, that now that different shows will be on, we can continue this with different shows that will come up in
Exactly,
the future.
because I'm telling you, The Godfather of Harlem is great, and Power Book 2. I watched the first episode. We're gonna go into this whole situation. We're gonna get that pop. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna do that. I already got plans to do it. It's just a lot of it's a lot of things to do.
Hmm.
You were the first YouTuber that got me to comment some random got video. Definitely happy to find other black nerds. We're happy you found us too. Are we nerds, Elma? Is that what we're considered?
I consider myself a nerd. I
Do you
think that's a
really?
compliment. Yeah. I
I
love
think
school. I
I'm.
love studying. I'm a geek when it comes to different, movies. I love Star Wars, Star Trek. Don't throw stuff at me because of the Star Trek, please. But I loved all that. Even before I knew I was a geeky nerd. I was already before that was the thing that I was in. I already was that. You
I.
don't consider yourself a geeky nerd at
I'm
all?
I'm the Fonz.
You're the fans.
Yeah, you ever watch Happy Days?
Yes, yes, I
Right.
did.
So
Yeah.
the Fonz used to hang out with the nerds, but he wasn't like the nerd. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm smart enough to be a nerd and everything else, but I'm the Fonz because I'm a good fighter. So I got to be Fonz. You need a Fonz. You always need a Fonz. Yeah, you gotta have the Fonz. But I'm smart enough to be a nerd, so I guess I could be. The Fonz was a smart guy. I mean, he snapped his
Yeah.
fingers. The women came. He hit the jukebox. It turned on. He's the Fonz, man. I'm the Fonz. Fernandez T. Winning Rome. That is what is it. That is what it is. That is what it is. Winning Rome, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Kiki got a good name for a blurred. I'm a blurred.
Hmm.
I guess blurred is a good name for it. For black nerd, a blurred. You can rock with that. You can rock with that. Blurreds are us, right? That's what it is over
Yep.
here and everything else. And that's the way it goes. Listen, Mona. Oh, let's go. We got a super chat from Mona here. She says, Tony, you are like the most sexiest nerd. Oh, Thank you so much. Mona knows how to make you feel good about yourself.
Right?
I mean, she lies to you. Yeah, she does, but it's great that she does.
How is she lying to you? Why are you saying she's lying to you?
Everybody got, come on, we know the truth. But listen,
She would not be repeating it if she didn't mean it, and then everybody else agrees. So you
I
cannot
don't know
argue with
everybody else. I only heard her say. John Haymaker says, "I'm Urkel. I'm not Urkel. I can play. I'm not. I'm more Stefan.
that.
Right? I'm not Urkel. I'm Stefan. If you want to compare me, you want to go to Urkel. Right? I'm not Urkel. I'm Stefan. I'm the one who can play ball. I'm the one who does all that stuff.
Mm.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it right here, baby.
And the transformation between them was so obviously he grew up right from the actor when he grew up to be older. It was for I don't know how many years it was on, but yeah, it was interesting to see how Urkel transformed to Stefan.
That's me. I mean, that's who I am. Peach says, did anyone get Twilight Zone vibes from this episode, or was it just me? Maybe I'm old. You are not old at all. Twilight Zone. I can see how you would figure that they're doing
Mm.
every. We talked about this last week. They're doing every like type of
Mhm.
genre in this.
Yeah.
Like they do horror one week, and then
Yeah.
one week it's action adventure.
Mhm.
And then now we're back to I could see a Twilight Zone horror type episode that this was. You know what I've got?
Yeah.
So I definitely see that they're doing all those things. So I definitely can see how you did it. And I don't know how you can say you're old. We all, I can say we all mature here.
There you go.
We ain't none of us in high school.
We're old enough for this.
Ain't none of us in high school here, right? Then Steve says you need to watch Raised by Wolves. I don't know. I didn't like the first episode was all right. I didn't give it a shot right after that. I'm gonna try to do this. I gotta get this Power series going. So I hope y'all enjoy, if y'all watch this new Power series and y'all enjoy. Mono, another super chat here says honest 100%. I says I'm 100% honest all the time. I keep it real. Also, Elamar, you are looking extra
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you, Mona. So sweet. Thank you. I like blue. Blue is my favorite color. Maybe not. I don't know if this shade. Yeah.
What happened?
Today.
Yeah, you
No,
broke
I'm
up.
just saying blue for today. Oh, my signal was not okay. Let me see. Maybe my signal was kind of
Well, that's
cutting
fine, but
out.
yeah, I'm saying you have to repeat what you said because you broke up for a second.
Oh, I was just saying that I was thanking Mona for the compliment and saying that I love blue. So today is this kind of blue.
That's what it is. So yeah, all you people, all you gotta do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you do that, subscribe to LMR's channel, watch the videos, thumbs up these videos. If you keep this community growing and everything else, and we can get somewhere. Listen, if I'm not like Heidi be getting these interviews and stuff. I want to get some interviews. We can get something going on. You know what I mean with that and all that. Only way I really have to get that going on is to get it popping is to get more subscribers. So if I get subscribers, these people will come on the channel. That's just the way it is. Kiki, you don't have HBO Max. So if people don't have HBO Max, like HBO Max, I don't think it's on Roku. I don't think it's on Amazon. But I think a way you can get HBO Max if you're interested in getting HBO Max is you could add it as an add-on on Hulu. I think for like $5.99 a month, you could do that, or you could add it on Amazon as a thing. You know what I mean? So you could definitely. So those are two ways to get it without being on Apple TV. I have it on Apple TV, but that's what you could definitely do with that. Oh, costume coach, I help you with that, Tony. Don't be pulling the Mona on me and lying to me. Don't be doing that because I'll really hit you up on it. We can figure out how that can go down and stuff like that. Oh, she said, Pete says you helped me understand Game of Thrones, especially when I couldn't understand it. Well, I'm glad that I was able to do that. Thank you so much. It really makes me feel good that I was able to do that. You know what I mean? And that's up. So we are.
And AK, thank you for the links. She listed the links here for the.
AK is one of the greatest mods there is. OTDA like pops in and pops out now. Like he's like slacking. And then
I think he
Christy,
mentioned that he has not seen it, so maybe he doesn't want spoilers on
oh,
this one. I think he just
he,
popped into the beginning.
you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give away 2 months free HBO Max. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my!
I'm gonna give
Ooh,
away 2 months. So that way, because people don't have HBO Max, I'm gonna do it on my next video that I put out there.
nice.
If it gets 400 likes, we're gonna give it away. If you leave a comment on that video, and I randomly pick you, Kiki. we'll give away 2 months free HBO Max.
Very, very generous.
Yeah, we'll get
So the
everybody
video
up.
coming up Tuesday.
Huh?
Oh, your video is coming out on Tuesday, right?
I'll have it done Tuesday. It'll
Okay.
probably come out Wednesday
Okay.
because
Nice.
I have to work.
Hmm.
I'm off then. Then I have to work, so you know what I mean. We can get it
Hmm.
popping and stuff like that. But you know, we do giveaways on Teflon TV.
Yeah.
We are the giveaway kings. I think I get more
Yeah.
giveaways than any other Game of Thrones channel. I think without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean. So we definitely would do that and everything else and get everything popping. If y'all want to do, you know what I mean. If y'all want to do this Raised by Wolves, we'll do Raised by Wolves. We'll do that too. I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. You know what I mean? I just want the channel and the community to grow, and that's it. Because I like hanging out with y'all and everything else, and that's what it was. Watchmen was great. You're correct, but they took it off the air in one season, so nothing we could really do about that. But
Hmm.
Watchmen definitely was a great show. I mean, have Regina King in it. How can it be great when you have a great actress like that? I think that Regina King is probably the greatest child. Well, I don't know if she's close. She's one of the top greatest child actors who
Hmm.
ever grew up and became an actor. Um,
Nice.
Regina King is top. Like it's either Regina
Mhm.
King and Jodie Foster. Those are probably the two top. So if you want to say she's better than Jodie
Mhm.
Foster, you could. If you want to say Jodie Foster is better than her, they're both Academy Award winners. They both won Oscars and everything else. So it would just be. It's hard to tell who's the better of them two. You know what I mean? But it definitely is. She's definitely right there. Usually, child actors don't come up. I mean, she can't. I remember seeing her in 227 with Marla Gibbs,
Hmm.
who played Florence from the Jeffersons. And I remember that's the first time I seen her out there was in that show.
I'm wondering if she's the one who played. Oh, probably not. Maybe in Big Bang Theory, or maybe not.
That was no,
Uh,
that's that sexy Jack Hay.
hmm.
That Jack Hay, and she's like, ew, how are you? Oh, Jack Hay with that, what? She was a sexy woman, boy. I was a little kid, and I knew she was a sexy. It's that, how are you? Oh, Jesus, girl. And you know what's the good thing about Jack Hay too? We talking about, so we gotta probably go because we're talking about
Hmm.
other stuff. But the good thing about Jack Hay was like she was a full-figured woman that was sexy, and you
Nice.
didn't see that on TV about back then. You know what I mean? You didn't see it like that. You know what I mean? So that was what was great about her and stuff like that. That they actually used because to let you know that full figure women are very sexy women. You know, and she was very good.
Was she one of the first women who were shown on screen, like full figured women? I'm wondering
For a
for black
black
women.
woman to be
Hmm.
sexy, yes, because other
Hmm.
full figure women you got was like Nell Carter, you know, who
Hmm.
wasn't sexy. I mean, in her own way, she was. God rest her soul, Nell Carter. Who forgive me a break, but you didn't get that sexy. Like they didn't play a sexy. Like she played
Hmm.
the vamp. That was
Yeah.
her role. Was the sexy woman. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
what she did. You know. And then later she went on to, she played in Sister. She played the mother in Sister and everything else after that. So people didn't know who she was. Boys in the Hood. Her first small screen was some of my favorites when she cruised to Crenshaw or Regina Killer. She did a great job. She's come a long way. All right. We have talked and reminisced about a lot of stuff. Everything we'll go what? Let's go 5 more minutes 8 minutes more. We'll do an even 145 and we're out.
Okay.
Anyone has any predictions for the next episode? If you have a prediction for it, put it out there. I will put, if you get it right, I will put your prediction in the video and give you credit. I'm not that dude.
Nice.
Everyone who knows me knows I know about people stealing shit. Anyone's been
Perfect way to put your comments in.
anyone knows that I know about that. You know what I mean? So if anyone has, and it's not spoilers, it's predictions, what we think. We don't know.
Yeah.
No one knows.
So for this week, did you get a chance to see the trailer for next one?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did see the trailer. That's
Yeah,
why,
so-
man, I have some stuff. Where, yeah. She's talking about Pam Grier. Jesus Christ. Shaka Khan. Let me tell you about Shaka. I remember my dad goes all the time with Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. My father was all about Shaka Khan. Costco says Ruby is going to go on a killing spree. All right, that's a good one. We got Nikki says that Ruby gets pregnant. From who? Ooh, see that? Can she do that? We got Montrose is an agent of chaos and is league with the Wizards. I have something about Montrose. We're gonna put that out there, but I kind of do agree that I told you Montrose is dirty. I kind of agree with that without a shadow of a doubt. Everything else. So all I remember is the creepy hair ear technical. Yes, that was a little nutty at the end. We're gonna talk about that. I don't know exactly what that. Did y'all see the thing crawling out of Jar's ear? Yeah. I don't know what that is. I think I know what's going on. Yeah. Oh, Kiki, you cannot comment. You read the book. You can't be giving predictions when you read the book, girl. It's not a prediction.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
But that bug that crawled out reminded me of a caterpillar creature, and that's just, oh my gosh.
Who's the movie that they had the like the scarab will go inside your ear and take over? What movie was that? AK probably knows that movie. I'm sure she remembers. Where the scarab crawls inside your ear and takes over on you.
That was Star Trek, wasn't it? No, they did that. There was I think one of the episodes or something in Star Trek.
Something was like a bug that crawled in your ear and it took over your body, and you were in control when that bug went inside your ear. Something like that. That's what's going on there without a shadow of a doubt, and everything else. Someone says Slithers. What is Slithers?
Stargate 2.
Letty or Nola? What is this? Nola? What is this? Nola? What is that? You say? She's saying Letty is pregnant and she and Tig are siblings. Oh no! Don't say that.
Well, the pregnant part I get.
This is not a Lannister thing. This is a Lannister's going on there. Guys, like it was Star Trek. It was the era. Everyone, people know this stuff. You are nerds.
Yeah.
You all are. You guys are nerds.
Yeah. So that was Star Trek. Yeah. Then there's the Wrath of Khan. Yeah. There was something with that ear bug, and that was kind of disgusting. And
you really are nerds. Oh yeah, black nerds.
I know. I saw it. I when the DVDs or what do you call them were still in. I think I got the entire series of Star Trek stuff.
Letty is John's real mother. I don't know about that.
Who's John?
I thought you just said John was John the guy who looks like in the chat, right? That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
Costume goes like Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
We got LOL. We got right here. We got R plus Letty equals J. No. Is that what it is? R plus Letty equals J. Now John's too light skinned. He ain't got no pigment in this. He would have to have something going on in there if he had a little black in him, a little more pigment in him. I don't see any pigment in that man.
So what do you think? I'm wondering because what's the name of that? I can't pronounce it. The lady from Korea, the one that took his. I guess he calls her, right? So we see her or him calling her in the first episode, then obviously there's that trauma event where he
Mhm.
hallucinates it and then calls her again. And he did talk about her again when Letty was in the bathtub. That there's something about it. So I'm really really curious and to see what actually happens
I know it's.
with that.
I got it.
Yeah, you
I
got
got
it.
it.
I got it.
I
Okay.
got it. I
Okay.
do that. I think I got it. I think I got that whole situation, man, and everything else. We're gonna put it in there in the video on Wednesday and Tuesday. You'll see the video come up. Please watch the video. We're gonna give away the 2 months of HBO Max on that video. If
Nice.
it hits 400 likes, so we'll do that. So everyone has, so people can keep watching and stuff like that. We're gonna keep it all going and all that good stuff. The minutes are up. We said we'd be up, so I want to thank everybody out here for rocking with us like old times. For the first person, because I'm the only person who ever did that, and people bit my style. We're gonna do it again, like we used to do it back in the day. I'm gonna try to do this again. I would love for y'all people to rep your hood, and that
Nice.
means that you could put in the comment section right now where you're repping from, so people could know the Don Tony Teflon is worldwide, straight up. So you put your state, put your city, put whatever you got, and LMR is gonna read them off.
Oh my god.
I will
Oh
read them off with that and stuff like that. So please, if you can, rep your hood in the chat so we can know where everyone is repping from right here. We got a couple going on. We got Peter Griffin from Chicago, Illinois. Miss Duncan Tall rocking from Texas, rolling with us right here. Pendragon 21, aka Miss Swift, is in New England. Kelly 616 repping Brooklyn, baby. Repping this piece. Vanessa Lattimore is in Connecticut, rocking Yukon up in here. Jess is rocking Smoky, Oregon, rocking in there. Nola Brooks, National Harbor, MD. I've never heard of that place. I never heard of it, but it sounds like a great place. I've never heard of that. Joan Whitman, just NW of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And a bunch of people over here. Mary, Houston, Texas. Low Garden Ladybug is a Georgia Peach. Daryl Ayers, Brooklyn in the building. Costume Co. Toronto, Canada. Tokus 420, the Windy City. Kiki is in Dayton area of Texas. AK4 says in Ohio, but always repping Brooklyn. We got Shatara B, San Diego, California. John Haymaker, Altamont, California. What else we got? Val 287, Detroit, baby. Nola Brooks, DC suburbs. We have anyone else? Just Brit. Oh no, she's saying that, but she usually. Peach is Ohio girl. I'm representing Queens as always. Queens, New Yorker, smooth talker. LMR is representing her state that she's in. I don't know if people know, so I'm not gonna say it. As always, smooth talker, Queens, New Yorker. LMR, thank you for joining me here. We'll
my
be
pleasure.
back here next week, as
Mhm.
always, to see another episode. C. Kelly's in Bermuda. Jesus. C.
Wow.
Kelly got to put Bermuda, the greatest place in the world. C. Kelly rep it, right?
Bermuda, nice. What's the weather? I wonder.
Candy, we got Candy. Candy, she must have just got here. The Amazon BKA Miss Terrell Owens. As I say, hey, watch it from Athens, Georgia. Thank you for rocking with us and everything else. Thank everyone for being here. LMR, let the people know what you got going on. I think you're doing interviews and stuff. You
Yeah,
got interviews
I got a couple people to contact. So yeah, I'm. It was so much fun streaming with the. I haven't done it on my channel in the longest time, but so I can't wait to do more of these. So I have a couple people that I need to contact, and hopefully I'll do one once in a while. So yeah,
Miller's repping Poland in the building. There you go. Rep it all. Rep it all. And as always, if you like the way I do this, please some thumbs up this. Please spread this across the realm and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.